Good. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim out there pushing the word, sincerity, and the truth. You know, we're going to prophesy, as usual, the downfall of America according to the Bible and the uprising of the children of Israel. You know, what's today's date?
The 23rd.
Yeah, so we're in February 23rd. You know, things move extremely fast. You know, scriptures speak about watching as well as praying, and we watch constantly. You know, and we seeing these things come to pass, everything that's written within the book. You know, you have these major conflicts and ordeals with these nations. You know, major outbreaks of war, major pestilence outbreaks, rumors of war. These things were taking place in biblical times. Like, for instance, Isaiah, the 13th chapter, when Isaiah was speaking about Babylon. Now, Babylon was going through a drastic decline at that time. And those prophecies that Jeremiah was speaking of, in context, they do relate to Babylon at that time. But more so, in the times that we're living in now, in modern times, those words are even more relevant than they were in ancient times. You see? And why is that? Because we're living in the virgin daughter of Babylon, and these kingdoms get reincarnated. Babylon is back. Alright? It just changed its format, basically, so to speak, and reincarnated, for lack of a better term, than what is known as today. This is the city of confusion, pursuant to Isaiah the 24th chapter. So we're going to go into the precept on the fall of Babylon. Now, we all know that Babylon, at the time, ancient Babylon, it was known first and foremost through its military might, as well as its grandeur that it could bring to all nations. You had what was known as the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, which was known as one of the 7 wonders of the world, if I'm not mistaken. In the book of Daniel, which we will get, it was known as the head of gold. We're going to start off with that before we get into Jeremiah. You know? Because what? Babylon was basically the glory of kingdoms, as it is written. You see? It brought, whether through its traffic, you know, whether through its architectural design, everything that's, the fact that they had actually Israel in subjection, all those things amalgamated made Babylon, ancient Babylon, such a great kingdom, you know? But guess what? In all of its glory, Babylon fell. You see? So in today's time, the same thing is taking place with America. And all of America's glory is going to fall just like ancient Babylon, you know? But it's actually going to go out worse by thermal nuclear fire. So we're going to get it.
This is Daniel chapter 2, verses 31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image.
Yeah, so Daniel seeing the visions. All right, it says, thou, O king, sawest. Keep on.
It says, Daniel 2 and 31, continuing on, it says, this great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible.
And whose form thereof was terrible. Why was Babylon's form terrible? Because it was basically taking down other nations, man. You know? And as well as the fact that it wasn't abiding by the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's why when these nations were written in the book of Daniel, they were known as beasts. Alright? When you read what's that Psalm, the 73rd chapter, David said, oh foolish, oh how foolish was I? I was like a beast standing before them. You see? Because they didn't have the law, you know, at the time he felt contrite. So he spoke down upon himself, so to speak, that how foolish I was like a beast upon you. Now these nations, they're basically beasts. You know, they have a group mentality. They don't go according to the ways of the standards of the Bible. They impose usury upon the nations to elevate interest. They defraud, especially our people. You know, you're dealing with Jake, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're the ones that's mainly getting hit up by the country they serve up under. And they're the ones that get the least benefits, man. And that's a fact. You can't tell me these people on this side aren't taking the worst blows here in the United States. That's a fact. That's not an opinionated statement. But these are the ones that were the major mass contributors of building America. From the innovations, the inventions and whatnot, you know, to the inspiration, to the entertainment, to retain the actual thoughts of the people, to keep them constantly involved in this place. But see, Jake doesn't reap the benefits. See? Say that.
Kind of like let's go into the beasts, the nations. Daniel 7. Daniel 7 and verse 3. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
Yeah, it says different beasts. Beasts came up from the sea. The sea represents the people, diverse one from another. So they have different means on about how they were basically conquered. Even though they had these different nations in subjection, they had different governments, you know, government types. You know, they had different ways that they were imposing taxes. There was a lot of different ways that they was putting the people and subduing them up underfoot. Keep on. Like for instance, you had Roman Republic, which of course transferred into the Roman Empire. They had the government structure. See, they had the different branches of the government, which we know today. You have the executive, you have the legislative, and you have the judicial branch. But back in the time of Rome, you know, you had what, the Senate, you know, you know. And in today's time, what you have the House of Republicans, you have the Senate, whatnot. It's the same structure. So they are diverse one from another. And that shows that these words are faithful and true. Keep on.
Daniel 7 and 4. The first was like a lion that had eagle's wings.
Yeah, the first was like a lion but had eagle's wings. All right, like we said before, that represents Babylon. And if you know, of course, a lion is known for their glory. And if you go to ancient Babylon, they used the lion with eagle's wings as some of their symbology, man. You know, which if I'm not mistaken, when they took the Assyrians used the same symbolism. Or the griffin, you know. Babylon took down Assyria, and they took those gods and they inherited. Just like when one nation takes down another, they absorb the culture, man. Look at America. You got one block, you got Buddhism, you got, you know, all, because they basically absorb the culture of all nations. Hence, this is called in the Bible that great melting pot. All right? Which when you look at Wikipedia about a melting pot, it deals with a major mixing of nations. That's why this is the United States of America. All kinds of different states, demographics, cultures, and religions, all mixed in this one pot. Whose pot is gold? Okay.
Daniel 7:4. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it.
Keep going.
Verse 5, and behold, another beast.
But that was really the point, since we're dealing with Babylon, you know, being that beast, you know, because like we said, Babylon had a run. If you look at the period of these kingdoms, they all had a run, you know. They all had basically the world up under their hill, and they had a kingdom of dominance. All right, when you go into the word dominance, it goes back into the word dominai, which is lord. They had lordship. They had provinces. You even read that about Xerxes. Xerxes had over 100 provinces when you read the book of Esther. Like 127 or something, more or less provinces within his realm, and he took over basically his father's kingdom. You see? So going back, this is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 32. This image head is a fine gold. Yeah, this image's head is a fine gold. Keep going. His breast and his arms are silver. Breast and his arms are silver. His belly and his thighs are brass. His belly and his thighs are brass. But that's really the name of the Babylon. We're going to highlight here is Babylon. And go, like we just spoke about the going into how it actually came into a position of grandeur. But now, fast forward today, this being the virgin daughter of Babylon, we're witnessing the fall of Babylon. You see, it's getting to the point where the average American can't afford groceries.
Right.
Their living conditions are totally out of whack.
Right.
You have these economists And they do measurements, man. They study the market. I seen this one guy, he was saying that damn near the average American has to have 2 jobs.
Yeah.
It was a time where one man could provide for the household, man. I'm talking about him, his wife, 3 kids, a dog.
Right.
And he still had leftover money to travel, take his vacation time and do whatever. Nowadays, you gotta have damn near 2 jobs per party in the household, man, to make weight, to barely make it.
Right.
And then totally inundated with debt. It's hard as hell to get a live in a certain condition in America, because what? That American dream that once was, that golden cup, is being poured out, man.
Yeah.
You see? But see, we woke up to the reality, so we're not in shock. The mass of these people, they're the ones that's bugging out. That's why what? Suicide is at an all-time high.
Right.
Homicide is at an all-time high. A lot of people are giving up on life because life isn't shaped in the way that they thought it was, but they're caught up in the image of the beast. You can't get caught in this place, man. You
Right.
Like I said, leave the shadow of Babylon. You see?
Daniel 2:33. His legs of iron,
Legs of iron. Keep going.
his feet part of iron, and part of clay. Verse 34.
We go into all the different kingdoms. You had Babylon, you had the Medo-Persian Empire, all right? You had Greece, you had Rome, and then you had, of course, 10 toes, EU and NATO. And out of those, which is also known as the Horn, America came and sprung up. So when America actually came, it basically took all the data as well as the power of its predecessors and all put it into this one kingdom. That's why even when you look around to these different nations that once was in their glory, they all look to America for support. They all look for American influence, American finances. All right, everything is bringing pretty much out of America.
Like I said, for instance, this hurricane, not hurricane, but this earthquake that killed 40,000 plus people, they're looking to the United States for aid. When there's a natural disaster, some type of turmoil going in the world, they're all looking westward with their hands open, looking for Babylon to save them.
Well, what happened with the 19? When that sickness spiraled out, Donald Trump, what was the executive order that was passed? Operation
Warp speed.
when he started to do mass production, I think it's General Motors and these different companies to have ventilators, and they were shipping them overseas to Africa, Europe. They was giving them to all the different countries. Those countries was basically coming to America for help, man. Yeah. See? So America is that golden cup. Nobody holds the cup like America today's time. Look at the image of Lady Liberty. That's spiritual, man. You see? And that image was given to America, all right, from the French Orient Masons. Yeah. All right, so the French basically, because we know how this devil works in secret, that was basically like a hidden ritual to give America that power. Right? Even here in Georgia, you have the city of Rome, all right, and in the city of Rome, they have the statue of Romulus and Remus, and it was if I'm mistaken, that statue this is what it says on the statue. It says from old Rome to new Rome. So this is new Rome. Old Rome already fell. All right. Even how America actually, these different cities like New York. New York is short for Yorkshire. Those old kingdoms, basically, they took their wealth, and those houses, they took their wealth, and they brought their finance, and they brought their generations and their seed line here to America. You see? So the legacy of those ancient kingdoms, all it did was transfer all the way to the west to be for prophecy to be fulfilled, man. Hey, even us too. When it tells you in Deuteronomy with the churches, the 28th chapter with the curses, but I wanted to speak about the ships. Where it says, even thy king shall go into captivity. All right, so that's talking about reincarnation. Everything is being reincarnated for the times that we're living in right now. That's the beauty of this book.
We got Daniel chapter 2 and verse 34.
Yeah, so you know most people are bugged out and flabbergasted in the times we're living in. We're living in beautiful times. This is the gospel being preached, being opened.
Right.
All right? The kingdom is being set up right before our feet. We're seeing the heavens opening up. We're seeing this devil bugging out. You go throughout these different media websites and you see other devils that's condemning this devil.
Right. Putin.
See? That's the beauty of this word. You know?
Daniel 2 and 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet.
Yeah, so that image is being smitten. Alright? Part of what we're doing is smiting the image. Alright? And in the spirit, it's all how you say, a sorted effort to come together to witness the fall of this kingdom. Now, of course, we're not going to physically take this place down. It's all through the strength and power of the Heavenly Father, which He's going to use us. But He has this place in array. We're going to go into that in Jeremiah 15 chapter. You know, when kingdoms fell, there wasn't just one way a kingdom fell. Like when you go into how did Rome fall, they don't just say one way Rome fell. It started to fall monetarily. It started to fall morally. It started to, like Greece, they say it was a lot of infighting, and it was a lot of, I remember the bishop sent this article, and I think he did a class on it. We spoke about Greece. Basically, they said that a lot of people started to wake up to the bullshit of Greece. That resulted in the fall of Greece. People waking up to the bullshit.
I can say we had the Theodosia Wars, which is like basically a 3-decade war. And even these generals, like Saladin, like Alexander, right? Antigonus was a rival of, he was assassinated, he was a rival of all the other 4 generals, man. So when the inception of Greece came in, it was already division from the jump.
Satan house by the business.
Daniel 2 and 34.
Oh, look at that section of America. America started with division. When you go into all these different houses of Esau, when the eastern houses ran to the western world, they kept making the war.
Right.
All right, that's where you have the Louisiana Purchase. All right, where these with the French, British, Spanish, and basically those certain houses in those that they were calling the crown, the French crown. You have the different European crown, the Portuguese. You know, they basically was placing stock in certain lands. It was a land grab. You see? And in the midst of that land grab, some of them got stretched too thin, and they basically had to submit the land. That's what the whole thing of the Louisiana Purchase was about. We learned that.
Yeah, because the French almost acquired it.
The French almost got it, but what happened was they exhausted their resources because they was fighting what's the guy, the Haitian.
Oh, Toussaint
Louverture. Toussaint Louverture put a lot of pressure on them down in Haiti, and they was losing a lot of their military, and they was losing that grab. So that's why Haiti got their independence now. You see? So here it is, they're fighting in the United States of America, and that whole, they had that portion, and then they're still trying to cover Haiti, and they was basically losing on both. They was wedged in the middle. You know, when you go into that Louisiana piece that they actually had, it wasn't just Louisiana, it was pretty much that whole middle strip. And they had the Spanish or whatnot, if I'm not mistaken, that was on to the west, and you had the British. And if I'm not mistaken, they sold it to the British. So Esau, through the British, started to gain more and more power. And out of that, that's where you had that little one. But you have, what do they call it? The Declaration of Independence. All right. This is American history written in the Bible. Which we could get that. Matter of fact, hold whatever you had. I want to go into that little one.
Yeah, didn't that little horn pluck up 3 horns?
The little horn, that's exactly what it is. The little horn plucking up those 3 horns. And what's those 3 horns that he plucked up?
Spain, France, and I don't know the other one.
Spain.
Portugal. British.
Yeah, it was the British. You see? And then if I'm not mistaken, Florida was even Spanish territory. Spanish Florida. So there's a lot of these different areas when you go into American history, you know, you'll see how basically it was a land grab, like Captain Gamal was saying. But America, well, I say through the British, which was the mother, which is written in what, Jeremiah 50. You know, it basically had their territories, but it still was a process in a dispensation of time for America to pop up out of Britain to actually become that kingdom. All right, that's the virgin daughter. That's the virgin daughter basically being planted in the earth, man. See, the inception of the United States of America.
All right, this is
Oh, you got it.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up them another little horn.
See, Daniel seeing all these different wars that took place. But you had, what were some of those wars? Spanish, I don't know if it's Spanish American War.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
The 3 Revolutionary Wars.
French and Indian War. Revolutionary War. He's seeing the wars. You know? He's seeing exactly, you know, when you was in history class and you would learn these things, Daniel seen these things all the way back in BC times of what we learned in today's time. And you telling me that this book is a drill, man. Looking at it, it's like 20 the year, you know what I'm saying, or the year 2057. After the 2057 hit, it'll be the same thing. Daniel basically was seeing the visions.
Right.
Basically, it was projected imagery. It was pretty much a movie.
Yeah.
But Esau got that technology on the left hand side.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 8. I considered the horn, behold, there came up
They don't want to represent power, government. I considered the government, rulerships, you know,
there came up among them another little horn.
and they came up among them another little horn. Keep going.
Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots.
See, before of whom the 3 of the other horns was plucked up by the roots. They basically lost the foundation. Like I just said, they had to give up certain portions of the land. Now those same kingdoms are still in existence, and they still made allegiance with America, but they didn't have the power seat. All right, the seat of power stood for from that little horn, which is America. That's why America is also known as the war that rideth upon the beast. They're the ones that's in the operation board. You know, they're the ones that's in the control board, making all the decisions. And these different nations, they just follow up the court.
I got a quick one. It's Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
So you go to it.
Yeah, well, it's like we were going into, you know, Esau being the so-called white man who has dominion over the earth, because we're talking about these different kingdoms and empires, such as the French, British, and Spanish, who have acquired territories, you know, that really were already inhabited, but it says they call the lands after their own names, because really Gad had this, Gad and Reuben had this particular area, you know, but then they came in and you know, conquered these areas, and they called them after their own names.
And I just watched a video probably like 2 days ago about all the different names of America. I think it's over 20 states that's named that's like Gad, I guess. And the other ones and the other ones cities and states. You know, a lot of them have like what they're going into Edomite name, French name, Spanish name, Colombian Leon, all these different devils, Jimmy Carter, you know, about General Day, Dade County, you know, all these different lands. And they're really named after extreme races. It wasn't like they were right in the middle and they were architects. And then you got to, you know, named after good innovation. Nah, they were personal tribes, man. Killing and butchering, you know, the natives, the northern as well as the southern kingdom, and they basically stamped their names on those different parts of the land, basically saying, this is my territory, I rest my place with you, I'll put the back to this part. So to speak.
Oh, and then it's like I was watching something. They said basically prior to then, well, how another way Esau acquired these lands is because Gad didn't really know that you could see, Gad was free roaming, so they didn't know you could purchase land. They didn't understand the concept of purchasing and owning land. Because they just felt like, well, look, this is all our territory, or, you know what I'm saying? They were, a lot of them were nomadic. You know what I'm saying? So Esau actually brought that concept of making deals and owning land, and that's how they gave up a lot of, they say, oh, the story of Manhattan, that's basically how they say it. They acquired Manhattan. I can't remember who was the subject of going to, where he was like, huh? Yeah. Dave Chappelle. Yeah.
Which is really witchcraft, because this devil started to have paper bulls, and he had legislation, paperwork. Oh, that's from Dave too. That paperwork. Like, what the hell you got? I think they had different charters and whatnot. You see those different papers that say, all right, this territory is given them, and they made it with basically gas people on the land.
Right.
How the hell you illegal on your land?
Right.
See? So this devil acquired land from unjust got kings.
Daniel, Salaki, Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
Oh, that's the trail of tears. Hunger, thirst, and nakedness. They had to walk that trail in tears. That's why it's known as the trail of tears. Alright? In hunger, in thirst, and in nakedness. A lot of them were naked. A lot of them didn't have their clothing. They had a big troop behind them, following the whole way so they couldn't turn back. You know, a lot of babies died on that trail. A lot of pregnant people died on that trail. See? There was just bodies just dropping left and right. See what?
And in want of all things.
The Indian Removal Act, and in want of all things. Because a lot of them wanted their land. That's like why they kept jumping into more treaties. And the more that they was jumping into treaties, the more that Esau was basically manipulating. Just using those treaties temporarily, and then he was suspended. Because he has the power of the government. Alright? So he can, if I'm not mistaken, disannul, he can enact and make it where it's actually law. And then just take the law and just say, all right, it's law no more. Like, what the hell type of shit? Like marijuana.
Right.
Every time it was illegal, we saw just dumping niggas in the prison. Yeah, there's prohibition there. But it now, oh yeah, it's illegal now, we can do it. Yeah, because you got control over it.
Yeah, they're the ones selling.
Now they got enough leverage to the point where these folks, every time while all this stuff is illegal, it's pretty much cocaine on the corner right now. Heroin on the corner on the worst. It's not really illegal, but now that he has control of the popular basically drug market, now he can sell it legally. Now it's FDA approved.
Right.
Wow.
Now it's medicine.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed you. A lot of Jews had to wear that yoke, but we're still wearing that yoke to this day. It's not a physical yoke, it all transpired to be spiritual. You know, those heavy burdens that you're bound to.
Like I say,
You don't even see it. Huh?
like I say, you spoke of the contract.
Contract, contractual body. Which when you're in a contraction is kind of like a constriction. You're tied in, you're locked in. You got to pretty much sign your life over.
Like your job, you got to bring your government issue license. Under the I-9, you got to bring your government issue license. You got to bring your birth certificate or either your social security number, and you're under a contract for this particular job.
Right.
The Psalms 57, verse 20. Yeah, put forth his hands against such.
Have afflicted.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's like the Psalms 55, starting at verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. He hath broken his covenant, which is his agreement.
Yep.
He makes these agreements, like we said before, and he doesn't even he doesn't honor his own agreement. The scriptures even speak about the law. He doesn't honor even the Bible. And so, why is his penal code that's in his court system? Why isn't it perfectly aligned with the biblical statutes and the commandments? You get a divorce and you don't want to take all this.
Right.
That's not in the Bible. But then they say they make you put your hand on the Bible, they swear on the Bible, but then they don't even judge you according to the Bible.
Facts.
That's no year.
Hypocrisy.
Huh? No jubilee. Not for the poor. Then he put usury on you. You never take this heavy ass interest off your back. A lot of dates still suffering school debt. They're gonna be 70 years old. Still got school debt. What kind of shit is that, man?
Unless you know this is the devil.
This is devil we dealing with.
If you don't know, in verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Yeah, the words of his mouth was smoother than butter. That's how he brings you in. He reel you in. This all has a way of charisma. Just like when you was talking to those Gadites, if you watch certain movies, a good movie you watch is 1492. Because they painted him like he was a damn good guy. But Esau always, you see how Esau moved, man. Esau a master snake. So he ain't just no motherfucking guard snake. He's a top tier. He'll come in your quarters and you befriend. Look at Esau. What Jake always talking about, invite him to the cookout. They learn your dance moves, they learn your whole mannerism. Start talking like you.
Right.
You know? Next thing you know, you want them in the cookout.
Oh, when Bill Clinton was on the Cinema Hall show back in the 90s, exactly. Yeah. Jay started voting for him, man. And then he brought that three strikes law, man.
He was the one that brought in child support too. Bill
Damn.
Clinton was the one that brought in child support.
Nigga a fucking demon, man.
That's how he gets you, man.
Suffering.
That's the snake.
They don't even know.
The snake. Because if you look to the nature of the snake, they got a few defense mechanisms, of course, the attack mechanism. But what I want to bring out, one of the most important elements of snakes is how they can constrict you. Now they need to close the gap. They need to get closer to it. You know, the anaconda door constriction. Their whole thing is a creep low. You undertake it under the radar until they're close enough to get you. They're not going to show their face. They're not going to show their ministry here. Alright? But you're going to notice down there halfway, halfway the race is down there, and they're all out. Hey, we're not in that point.
Verse 21, continuing on, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter,
Yeah, that's how you really win. Keep going.
but war was in his heart.
Well, war is always in this man's heart. He's a warmonger. He's a warmonger. See? But Jake doesn't see, like I said, Misha doesn't know people consider. Jake doesn't recognize who the enemy is. And that's why Jake is so deeply embedded in the system because they don't know. Jake doesn't even have the faculty in the mind to put two and two together. Look at history. If we manage, we can pretty much have a good history itself.
Right.
You know, but even going back and looking at history to recognize who that enemy is.
If I'm gonna say this, I just brought up that point of Cinema Hall and Bill Clinton. Now the guy who proposed one of the main components of that three strikes law was the guy who's in office right now. And you always understand what he's going to vote for this nigga Biden. He was the main component of the three strikes law that separated a lot of your families.
Their whole thing is in today's time now, you know, let's deal with like prison. Prison is to keep taking the hold, man. It's the good part of the they can't get through. They can't get through. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of individuals that like to go the brand and you can't get some guys who can break that if the virtual
As far as all
circle
the
that you're making
A15
in,
projects,
that's how you get that's how you go.
Verse 21, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn forward.
His words were softer, yet when they draw a sword. Like I said, we want to be different ancient world movements. When Esau was trying to come in contact with the native Indians, you know, a lot of them befriended them, spoke the same language. They did peace offering. You know, you see it's like Esau hit the road. Esau basically said,
wasn't there, you know, he was Jacob's spirit. Just like you said, he can mingle amongst us like that. He could be like friendly, and then all of a sudden, Ecclesiastes 12:10, you see his rust.
And don't let this devil get your woman. What you had Pocahontas, Sacagawea, was it the Lewis and Clark expedition? And basically, which I had put a clip in the group one time. Pocahontas was like, man, pretty much, she's done with the whole Native American white war. She was trying to come off like a the cartoon back in the day. It was like a clip, like a little bite, sound bite, whatnot. It was going into it. But a lot of those women too was being coerced by the so-called white men. You see, like today's time now. Majority of these women are coerced by the so-called white men to the point where they hate their own. Majority of these black women, they would rather a white man in the position of authority than a black man, and that's a fact. That ain't no opinion. Jake always talking about some black ownership, black. Majority of niggas don't even like niggas.
They go to Eve and the serpent.
They go Eve and the serpent. The serpent subscribes heavily onto the Eve subscribes more to the serpent than to her own, man.
Yeah.
I still want to go to that Jeremiah 50. But we'll go about spirit probably.
Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Yeah, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Keep going.
Though he humble himself,
bring himself low, like I said, put himself in close quarters. Esau's all about close quarter combat, man. You know? Like I said, closing the distance.
Yep.
To the point where he can jab it, man.
Yep.
With the whole thing, the jab itself.
Yeah. Concentration, being cued. Can't even say that word.
That's what it's about, man. See this devil, like I said, but war was in his heart. He never takes his mind off of war. A true warrior, they eat, sleep, and shit war.
Chess.
Right. Now Esau has all these different departments. That's how he gets you. Because you got in America, what overshadows America? Entertainment. Yeah. You see the flowers and the lollipops and all the bullshit, the colors, the bedazzlement. But really behind the scenes, we in war times, man.
that's how he controls the mind.
That's how he controls the mind.
What they say, America only had 12 years of peace since it was established.
Right.
That proves it right there. If that.
Fucking up war. Damn.
Yeah, also it says in Exodus, like I said, the Lord is the man of war. So it lets you know what time we're in.
War times, man. That's why you gotta always keep your mind out of this bullshit. Because even that's war. Entertainment is a form of keeping you distracted so that he can get to the goalpost, man. That's a part of warfare. Scripture says that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. You see? So he uses spirits and vibrations to keep your vibration at its minimum so that he can max out. So that he can stay up on top of your neck. You got it.
Sirach 12:11 from the top, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Yet take good heed and be aware of him, or be aware. You should be fully aware of who you're dealing with. This man has not checked, even though he, on face value, he changes how he goes about things. He hasn't changed his wicked nature. He just updated. See? He updated how he talks to niggas. He ain't gotta talk down on niggas like how he did. What's the point? He already broke them.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's like a pimp. After a pimp break a woman, he ain't gotta berate her all this much because she's already broken into it. Now you do all that encouragement. That's the whole thing with Stockholm Syndrome. You know? When you break somebody down, you psychologically put them in a state of discomfort, then recomfort. So now the whole thing is, even though you broke me, it did bring me back into who I am. When it really brought you into who they are. You got it.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
Oh, look at this whole thing with Ohio. Whenever things is going down and it's to Jake's detriment, you never see this devil go out his way. But what? They're putting millions upon millions of dollars into financial aid, military aid towards Ukraine. They have the money. They have the means. They don't want to. You see? That's why it says that Russ have not been wiped together all the way. He still has that same devilish, nefarious nature. And until you wake up, you're not going to be able to catch it, man. I'm talking about masters of these Jason that are still asleep. Of course.
This is Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Yeah, so this devil and this policy, man, everything he writes out and puts in paid is to keep you constricted. The majority of these devils, they have what's known as diplomatic immunity. They live on top of the system. They keep you incorporated in the system that they don't even have to go by. First off, a lot of these devils live on the outskirts. They don't have to live within the city limits and all that bullshit.
Right.
They don't have to go off of the city legal principles and things that they. That's why you have, even in when you deal with these city states, like DC for instance. DC is its own entity within the United States of America. It's pretty much not even incorporated within the United States of America. But that's how this devil does. You have two city states. That's even written in the scripture. London, DC, and the Vatican. Alright? London has its own. When you go to those breakdowns, I'm about to switch to the second way.
Take your time.
London has the financial. And when you go, it's a video they say that they have their own bank, they have their own way of dealing with money. They don't have to go off of the rest of the UK. They don't have to go. They don't have to go off of the rest of how they deal with their monetary system. They can use what would be seen as legal or loopholes to keep themselves afloat. Same thing with Rome. All right, that's why there's a lot of pedophilia that goes on in the Roman in Rome with a lot of those what do they call them?
Catholic
priests.
yeah.
But a lot of them don't get locked up. A lot of them are pretty much and why haven't they shut that down if it's that many scandals and things of that nature that goes on? Because it's pretty much its own entity, man. Which is pretty much a secret sex trafficking ring.
Yeah.
But that's a topic for another time. And as well as the United States. All right? America, you have America, but you have DC. All right? And DC is pretty much its own entity. See? So that's how they do decree those unrighteous decrees. And then it's broken up into city, county, state. This devil got everything stock and barrel. That's why the Most High has to yank this man out of his power seat. He has the seat of power. You know, that no man can uproot but Yahweh Shah.
You see Satan's DC, Washington DC.
Yeah. Oh, I think somebody did a video on how that's what he did.
I know the Satan.
But he broke it down. He was going into the imagery and everything, man. Like it's a lot of. That's why those cities be, man. It's a lot of.
How they designed it? It was a Jake that designed that city, but it was in the form of the so-called.
A lot of those cities are demonic as hell, man. And you can feel them. You can feel vibrations. If you go city to city, you're gonna feel a different vibration in each city, man.
Yep.
I was saying, if you look at DC from an aerial view, you can actually see the pentagrams and the different owls that's on the ground. And that vibration, that's literally a vibration that they pull into that city. But continue on, it says,
same thing with the White House. I remember years ago they were talking about Persephone, which is the goddess of the underworld. She's at the top of the White House. If you go into certain images, you can look it up. On Google Images, you'll see Persephone, which is, if you're going through the Greek mythology, I think she's supposed to be down there with Satan. And I read about it a long time ago. But nonetheless, the goddess of the underworld is on top of the White House.
Isaiah 10 and 1, and it's woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed.
So it's a grief unto us to even follow these different legal codes of this devil. Like I said, that's why majority of Jakes don't want to get married. Because that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
You get married, but there's zero benefits to actually get married for a so-called black Latino. No protection. Native American man. Nothing comes with the package of getting married, but you have to suffer everything else.
It's actually a liability.
It's actually a liability.
Lil Duval, he said it best. as a spirit because I was gonna do a lesson on it, but Lil Duval kind of, yeah. To that, you can step my read yeah, speaking on that whole marriage, Lil Duval said it best. He said, would you sign a contract? He said, basically, marriage is a commitment. That's all it is. It's a commitment between your woman, a man, a woman, his woman, and the Most High. You know, that's what it should be. But in these times, you know, they make it a contract between a man, a woman, and the state. Now, he said, now, would you sign a contract that benefits you? And the guy, Shannon Sharp, he got that podcast, but basically, you know, he was like, no, I wouldn't sign a contract that benefits me. He said, so, all right, there it is. You know, you wouldn't sign nothing that benefits you, but anyway, just building off the brother's point, get Sirach 10:8, you know, but that's just one of the ways that Esau has successfully oppressed our people. Okay, it's through breaking up the home, breaking up the family, you know. Yeah, rape, robbery, and murder. You know, getting the woman out the house. I think we went into that this past camp about going into the welfare system. Okay, the welfare system has successfully taken the so-called black man out of the homes. All right, giving the so-called black woman power to where, yeah, we did go into that. Rob was speaking. But you know, they took the woman out of the home, they took the man out of the homes, that gave the woman power, and then they gave her perks and benefits as a part of the man paying child support or whatever that comes along with it. Now, this is all the system that we're under, man. This whole system is centered around the so-called white man. All right, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. So what does that mean? His institutions, his laws, his wine. Okay, pursuing the Jeremiah 51st chapter. Okay, it goes into that wine. Matter of fact, you can get that too, but get that in Sirach 10 and you know our wine injuries.
This is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, so because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, riches got by deceit. Now, Brother Barzal, he went into basically those unrighteous dealings, man. How he acquired these lands through ill-gotten means, man. All right, whether it be through deception, whether it be through force, okay, whether it be through, you know, whatever means, disease, biochemical warfare, okay. He has a whole bunch of different methods to extract people out of your native lands, man. And it's been going on for centuries, man. It's been going on since the devil's been in power, all right, since the time of Rome. Now, that's his job. His job here on earth is to be the devil. All right, Yahweh set him up to oppress the world, really. Okay, to be that. Let's get it. Be that golden cup. Go ahead.
Verse 9, it reads, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such as one set of his own soul to sell, because while he lived, he cast away his vows.
Yeah, so, yeah, basically, Esau is going to Esau's pride, man. He's just basically finished, man. You know, and I was saying this earlier, even with this whole train derailing, chemical bust, okay, he failed even then. Okay, he failed. All right, because, you know, he's trying to, you know, cover it up and keep this information from getting out there. People are starting to. Matter of fact, you got people that are, you know, they're how do I say, they're collecting evidence to bring out a lawsuit against this devil, man.
Yeah, even with the Malcolm X situation.
Oh yeah,
Man,
Malcolm.
yeah.
That's another example. Yeah, Malcolm X descendants. They're looking to bring out a lawsuit against him. Okay, I think so. I can't remember what the details were, but basically surrounding the lies around whatever deception went on dealing with that, right? That's one example. But these are just countless examples, modern examples of how this devil gets down, man, through his lies and deception. And we just read it, his unrighteous dealings, man. He has plenty of unrighteous. That's really an umbrella statement. That's a one size fits all for Esau. That's you can apply that because that's really who he is in a nutshell. He's an unrighteous dealer, man. He takes everything, every type of deal, and that's why we read his words are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So he takes every deal, but he really has an underlying wicked motive.
Every situation.
Okay, to screw you. Like for example, my dad passed away, but he had he was into housing development neighborhoods, and he had a so-called white man partner. The white man screwed him out of money. They were supposed to have a 50-50 deal. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know all the details, but I know he was in business with Esau. Esau did his classic move, which is to screw Jake out of however, million, probably hundreds of thousands, if not billions of dollars. Yeah.
I got three, sir.
You got it. Get his and then we'll go.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged.
Yeah, let us oppress the poor righteous man. That's really the so-called white man's MO. That's really his main goal is to target the elect. Okay, because he knows that there are men on earth today, just like when he tried to destroy he knew that Yahweh Shai was getting ready to be born. So what did he do? Nero commissioned to kill all the firstborns. Same thing with Moses. Same deal with Moses. They knew that during the time of Egypt, wasn't it the same thing? The firstborns, they had a decree to kill all the firstborns. You said yeah?
All the males.
Yeah. You said what? All the male firstborns. That's right. So guess what? The so-called white man said, hey, history reincarnates. So the same way the so-called white man, or the same way the wicked wanted to do back then, okay, they want to destroy us in a like manner. The men of the Lord on earth. That's why they will do things intentionally to pollute the air, to pollute just Ohio, for example. That was done intentionally. Everything, see, what you'll come to realize when you start to wake up to the truth, everything is damn near everything is an inside job or has some type of motive behind it. Alternative motive. All right. So just like I said, this thing in Ohio that's polluting the air, and they're saying that was from a movie. Prior, now it's happening, but they said that's a Netflix. It was a plot of a Netflix movie, and they used the same town. It was the same exact town.
The Edomites proud. They be mocking the people. They let you know before they gonna do it what they actually gonna do. So they mocking it like you still can't do shit about it. That's what they saying.
Left-handed prophecy.
Yeah. We'll read that again.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged.
Yeah, let us not, the ancient gray hairs of the aged. So he's targeting our people. All right, so much so that he's made it very difficult to stay afloat in the society. That's why you have people of our people that are homeless or poor, All right, and it's the system. The system is designed really to keep certain individuals. You know, you make one mistake in life, or you make, you know, step wrong. You make one wrong step, and it's like trying to climb out of a fucking bear trap, man. Yeah, yeah. You know, and certain things may leave a stain on your image for life. You know?
Yeah.
That's it.
Credit reports, man.
Credit reports, felonies, but everything is designed. Like I said, everything is designed to keep the poor, okay, and the rich. The poor get poor, and the rich get rich. Now it's getting to a point where even individuals like middle class are starting to lose their grip. You know, we saw that with the COVID. Okay, a lot of these regular everyday mom and pop businesses, they were going out of business, man, because they couldn't stay afloat. And guess what? They needed government assistance. They needed PPP loans, and they needed SBA loans to try to stay afloat. But even that was a trap, because you know they're hitting you with interest rates. They're hitting you with you know all that. So yeah,
The interest in itself is a trap. You know, they're damn near gonna make, interest off the interest, they're gonna make almost double of what you paid 2 times. You know, the longer it takes, the more they get.
That's it. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
So our strength is the law of justice. Now, what is justice? Justice is when you read Revelation 13 and 9. All right, that's justice. What is justice? An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Okay, so
We can read it.
yeah, you get into it. Yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right. So that's true justice. Okay, that's true justice is whatever an individual does to you. Okay, the Lord will ordain that you can do that to him. That's the law.
Really, that justice is going back to the judicial system that Esau upheld the high behind, but really that came from us.
Yeah. So just like how the so-called white man is kicking our ass in these times, hey, we're gonna kick his ass very soon to come. Once this place is all said and done with, all right, and America gets destroyed, thus the Babylon, which is America in the scriptures, you know, once this place gets crumbled, okay, all right, our people are gonna rise, and we're gonna be the next kings and rulers on earth, man. Under Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ, man. All right,
That's hope.
that's hope, and we have a hope, man. We're the hopeful elect, all right, and we have hope that our people will rise up, man. That elect. Did you have more on that before we get these?
A little bit more. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings.
Yeah, he's clean contrary to our doings. Now it says, let's wait for the righteous. And that reminds me of Romans 8 and 16, the earnest expectations of the creature, waited for the manifestations of the sons of men, sons of God. Yeah, so okay. But yeah, everyone's waiting on the elect to rise up, man. Because hey, this is we're getting ready to go to the big event. Because through the elect, people are gonna benefit. You know, people that are injured, you know, dealing with infirmities. Hey, you know, this man right here, you know, he's in a wheelchair. Lord willing, hey, the spirit might be on a brother to heal this man that day.
Yeah.
You know, where he can, you know, the Lord will quicken him and give him power. All right, and deliver him from his afflictions and and his plight, man. You know, but that's what we're fighting for, man, which is the bigger picture. Our people getting out of this fucked up predicaments, man.
Change the darkness.
You know, change the darkness. You had something you want to get into?
Because the precept said he is clean contrary, and I was thinking about the definition of contrarian, which I looked up. But it says contrarians, which you really are, a person who opposes or rejects popular opinion, especially in stock exchange dealings.
And what was that again?
A contrarian.
Contrarian.
Opposing or rejecting popular opinion, going against current practice.
Yeah, and that's Esau, man. You know, was us in the spirit, but in this context, read that verse again, right there.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings.
Yeah, he is clean contrary to our doings. Now, how is Esau, a so-called white man, how is he contrary to our doings? Because he's trying to prohibit us. He's trying to prohibit us, man. He's trying to destroy us. Okay?
That's going to Esau looking at us too.
Right.
You know, say he's clean contrary, souls of the righteous. Esau looking at us really in the spirit, like, damn, everything that we put up at, as a statue of conditioning man out to live, we saying otherwise. According to the Bible. You know? We're condemning all his actions. So, every just talking about legal system, his educational system, his political system, it's all corrupt. Hey, they had this one guy. I'm gonna throw it back.
Oh, yes, my dog.
But they had this one dude, he did a video, he was like, let's use two professions. The basketball, the NFL, or I think he said rappers or something like that. He said, which one has like 34% getting locked up or something like that? He said all kind of charges. It was like cocaine, dismissals, and Xbox Z. And they said, which one of y'all think is going to be the rappers or the athletes? The athletes. A lot of people said NFL or NBA. NFL or NBA. Then what he said, he was like politicians or something like that.
Yeah.
It was basically Esau. But nobody would have thought it was these politicians and these devils that condemn you, but they're doing the same thing that they condemn you for.
That's it. Yeah. Hey, the spirit, yeah, like you were saying, we contrarians, we are totally against this society as well. Really, Esau, that's the whole what's that? Genesis 25, Jacob versus Esau, man. You know? We're both contrary. Hey, we're two totally different spirits. You have the good, you have the righteous seed, okay, and you have the wicked seed, man. We're just basically playing in opposition. Chess, black and white. That's why this world is so black and white. Okay. You know, everything is black and white.
All about Esau and Jacob.
That's it. That's it.
The two main characters.
That's why when you read in the media, what's the biggest two races that are so-called beefing? So-called blacks and whites. You know, they don't really go into fucking Asians versus Asians versus Africans. You know, Ishmael versus whoever. No, in the media, the biggest clashers, the biggest two opposing clashing races is Esau and Jacob, the so-called blacks and whites. All right. So keep going.
It says, he upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy the transgressings of our education.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically going into what the deacon has said. You know, we're coming out here on the highways and byways, pushing this word out through the Holy Spirit, and bringing down this whole fucked up ass place, America Babylon, man, which was created by Esau Edom. You know, so the word is taking it down. We're taking this place down, like as the brother has on his handle, YouTube handle. We're taking Babylon down, basically brick by brick, man. You know, through this word, man, through the spirit.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah. If I make slight correction. Hey, the Lord created Babylon, man.
Okay.
Hey, the Lord created Babylon. It wasn't created by Esau. He just took it. The Lord put it in Esau's hands.
Oh.
But he's gonna allow Esau to take it down.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I think about the Matrix. The deeper deal that try to get into the Matrix, they say the system was created by the great architect.
Oh yeah. Okay.
See? Now the system was corrupt, and the agents and everything on the left was created by the architect.
Yeah.
We know that great architect, even Masons call Mosai a great architect.
The Lord created both evil and good.
You said about Rick, I was thinking about the Masonic temple that they got set up the world all these government officials, pyramid, runs the world.
Yeah. Get yours and then get yours real quick.
This Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Yeah.
And as we as contrarians, man, those that call this place good, and we're calling it wicked and evil.
Yeah.
The ones that look at the Bible as evil, we look at it as good.
Hey,
It's all flipped upside down, man. But that's truly being contrary to this world. To this world.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one right there. Everything is flip flop, man. You know? And this society is good to be a so-called transgender one man or woman, or you could. It's good to they even call it.
That's a trick of Satan himself, man, to make you believe a lie, tell you that homosexuality is not an abomination of the Lord.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
And it says in his book, it's an abomination. Man with man, woman with woman. It's an abomination.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it. That's it. Hey,
Right.
hey.
Right.
Hey,
Have a blessed night.
Hey, peace. Yeah, hey, well, Elder, yeah, he was in the
those
spirit.
that hate you because you say, I was in a club and it was the woman or something, and they were saying that, and I was like, but if God says, oh, you better be, like, you are so fucked up, because like I'm telling the truth and you believe in a lie,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I'm a new, real Christian, I dig the thing that's going on in my life,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, well, for you listeners on the camera, all right, we have a older man right here, and hey, what he's saying is in the spirit, man. It's spot on. Basically going into how the so-called white man, all right, he's pushed the spirit of homosexuality, all right, which is contrary to the way the Lord set up the structure, man, the way of living, man. Because hey, one of the biggest essentials to or roles of humans is to procreate.
Right.
Okay, to make children. Okay, to be fruitful and multiply. Right. But guess what? So-called white man, all right, he's against life. He's against nature. All right.
I think Henry Christian just spoke about, I don't know if y'all remember some of that, homosexuality was I don't know if it was necessarily conducted by the CIA, but it was some type of, it was a task, all right? It was a project that they were trying to force it. But now even homosexuality, you can see Esau like, bro, you forcing it, bro. It ain't like you just, all right, you can be gay if you want. Let's just make it, how you say, like taboo or whatnot. Let's just make it an underground thing. If you're gay, you're gay. Esau like, nah, oh, they gonna put it on.
It's on every flyer. It's cool.
Yeah, back in the day, it was classified as a mental disease. Back in the 70s.
Right. Yeah. So hey, you see, and that wasn't even that long ago. Like maybe what in the 70s. The 70s, you had to be down low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't just be all out in the open. But nowadays, you got them walking around holding hands.
Kissing in the middle of the damn tongue. Kissing.
Yeah, right.
Especially in this city.
Yeah, they're displaying PDA, all right, which is totally wicked and it's wrong, man, in the eyes of the Heavenly Father.
I got the proof of y'all.
We're gonna try to try to not say too much without getting a strike. That's how the damn devil gets down, man. You know, you say too much on camera, and then next thing you know, he's taking the video down. But just know that the Bible condemns such acts, man. You know, you got it.
Leviticus 20:13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
An abomination.
They shall surely be put to death.
There's a mental abnormality. Your body should yearn. The body is designed to yearn eggs, man, to plant your seed in. You know? That's why you see certain women and you get turned on. It's a certain driving force which your body is in connection with, right?
Yeah.
You know, even women, they have fertile seeds and then they desire a man's sperm. You know? But Esau, he's all about reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
Now your body is like they have illegal with a lot of these kids. They get bodily modifications or sex changes. You know, but a lot of them kids were pregnant. So now they're trying to. They have a legislation. They're trying to pass legislation. They already passed a lot for children at the age of 7. They don't even have to go parental consent type of stuff. So you know, get certain work done. You know. But now they're seeing a lot of kids are really bugging out and being depressed by the work they get done. So now they got to move on. Because he saw a lot about keeping that trick back.
Yeah, keeping the trick back, man. You know, hey, that's all designed, okay, to really destroy you as a people, destroy your morals. Actually, Vladimir Putin spoke on that. I don't know if y'all saw that. But he was like basically condemning the West. He said, look, you know, if you look at every book, if you look at every religious book, he said he even mentioned the Bible. He said all religious books, he said they basically push marriage and family, you know, between a man and a woman. All right, which he's on point, and he was condemning the West's values. He said, look at the results. You know, well, look at the results of what that gets you, man. You know, and that's all that really. See, so-called white man, he knows that. He knows that, but he disguises it with love. Oh, well, you know.
Yeah. Love is love.
Love is love. You can love who you want. Or he disguises it with freedom. Oh, it's your body, your choice. You can love who you want. Happiness. Happiness. Love and happiness. But that's how he's got to disguise it. Like, oh, it's actually, it's a good thing. Oh, you can love. Look, this is love. Like,
just be
happy.
Yeah, because with Esau, he know how to go to war. So if he ain't got to use no weapons, he already won.
Right.
So
yeah.
even though you know Esau is doing wrong, he know that if you don't have the scriptures, you don't have nothing.
Yeah.
Because homosexuality is anti-manhood.
Yeah.
You know, you see these fairies walking around, and the wicked manhood. They all got doors being the fucking pet to the woman. You know, all these women got a homosexual pet. The badder the woman, the more sassy the fag on the side.
You got it. Get that wrong.
I ain't good.
This is hold on. Let's get some precepts too. Go ahead.
This is
All right, peace, brother.
Romans chapter 1, verse 23. And change the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts.
Yeah, so he gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts. So really the Most High, look, he just, all right, look, this is the spirit you're being enticed by. All right, well, just go ahead and fully be, fully given over to that spirit, man. But it said men with men working with, go ahead, keep reading.
To dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Now, read up, because I think it said natural. It says something about natural use. Natural use.
Yeah, it's going to go.
Oh, okay, it's getting to it. Okay.
And even nature tells you that. People want to have these debates.
Right.
These shows, and they want to have a philosophical debate for 35 minutes to figure out if it's right or wrong. Look at nature. I ain't never seen two male lions getting busy, man. Two male gorillas, they buck buddies. Yeah. All the women, they like, yeah, man, don't look at that. Yeah, it's cool. Do that.
Verse 25, who changed the truth of Yahweh to a lie, and worshiped and served the creature more than the Creator.
Now, in this context, what is the truth of the Heavenly Father? Man with woman. Okay, the way He intended. Now the brother that just came up, he said Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. That's as the old saying goes. Now, that's the truth. Okay, is the taking it back to sex education. The penis goes into the vagina. Okay, you know, and that's the way it's designed. Okay, it's easy. You know, the male and female. Matter of fact, when you in audio, when you deal with audio, you have chords, and they actually call chords male and female. And the male end of a chord is like for instance, headphones. You look at the little headphone. The end of that headphone, that's the male end.
Mm-hmm.
And then the jack is the female end, where you put where you insert it. So in your phone, where it has that little hole, that's the female. So it's even common devices. Even common devices or audio, they show you male and female. But this end goes in. You don't take two headphones, two chargers. Yeah, like you said, you can use it for chargers. You know, or a wall plug. That's a female. Is to be inserted into. Okay, the male end is those two prongs, those two or sometimes three prongs that get inserted into the wall. You don't take two plugs and try to put them together.
Right.
You're not gonna get power.
Well, what's the whole purpose of sex? Is for procreation. To have babies.
That's a form of power.
That's it.
Bringing in life.
Bringing in life.
I got it.
Yep. Got it.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. And of course, that horse symbolizes that power. Red symbolizes Esau, Edom. So it's truly red out of one. All right, not white. Simple plain white. Okay? It says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. All right, one of those swords is being at deception. Like the brothers made a point. Here we go. Being fruitful, multiplying, and creating life through. But the so-called white man is really promoting death by pushing, you know, homosexuality. That's just the plain fact. You breaking the man, you making it easier, you know, to really break down the nation of Israel.
Which speaks about taking peace from the earth. You got to think, if the Native Americans never came in contact with Esau, how rich they would be.
Oh yeah.
The Native Americans would be filthy rich. You know how much money Esau has grossed in America? I think a Bishop went into how much these plantation owners, how much they
165 trillion.
They work, huh? Like
It was
5 trillion?
It was like 165 trillion.
165 trillion?
Imagine if they would have taken that into the modern day and age. You know, they would have been able to develop their own government, their own system, their own hospitals, their own road system.
Look how they expanded on the food. The only thing that's really out here is corn. There's no other food out here besides meat. That's meat stuff and shit.
Right.
I would use food with corn, syrup.
Even the Aztecs, the Incas,
Oh yeah.
Mayans. They had metropolises and things of that nature here. You know, they had science, they had technology and things of that nature. Even Jake in West Africa. You know, Jake wasn't just underdeveloped. Like how they trying to paint the picture. Niggas just over there just tape.
Yeah, they was. Butt naked, couldn't do nothing. It really was the other way around. Really, it was the other way around. That's like, these people lie. God taught them how to hunt, fish, and live off the land. All right. Esau didn't even know how to live off the land.
You didn't know how to
Some of
bathe.
those Edomites was in those
Right.
Caucasus Mountains.
Just more precepts.
This is verse verse 26. For this cause Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections. For even their woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Yeah, so yeah, they left the natural use of the woman. Like I said, natural use. That's nature, like Barlow said. Nature, man. Nature nature will show you how we should live. There are certain aspects of nature that you should translate to. Now, why would we go against the grain of what the animals are doing? You know, and what that's what it is, nature.
It's the basic fundamentals of the law.
The basic fundamentals, you know, the bare necessity. Jungle Book.
and even Esau, see, he pushes homosexuality extremely heavy here in America because we're the minority first and foremost, you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. I mean, of course, we are the majority, but demographically, man, there's a lot of devils in America, man.
Right.
It's a lot more devils than Jake. So let's deal with Judah. For instance, well, I was saying Jake as far as Judah, but accumulating the Latinos and Native Americans could be majority, I don't know. But anyways, I just wanted to bring out this point. Negroes, and I seen somebody post that, they were saying how
That's a spirit.
out of 100% Negroes, a major portion of them are already in prison.
Yeah.
Another major portion of them, homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
But they had another portion, I forget what they had. Again, but they were just basically cutting it up. So they're basically saying it's only a small
See how the spirit gives an example.
that's really in their man, like actually in their pocket of being a man. You see? Esau don't really have to fight against, because first off, Esau's a homosexual by nature.
Two niggas.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's not Esau's driving force. You know, what Esau can do on the left-hand side, they try to do that and attempt that, and that crippled. You know, even in Greece, a lot of those generals and leaders, they were homosexual. When they have sex magic, they get powerful. But that destabilizes you as Jake, man.
Yep.
You know, throws off your whole vibration.
Yep. I got it. And you know, if you notice, Jake takes the wickedness to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, Esau homosexual. You know, they don't be as extra. Well, you know, they do. But you look at Jake and they just, man, they go all out with it, man.
Right.
They OG, man. You know.
This is Psalms 50, and I'm gonna go to verse 16, and it says, "But unto the wicked, saith Yahweh, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee?"
Yeah, because a lot of them Edomites, okay, they try to uphold the Bible. He mentioned that earlier, how you know they put their hand on the Bible. But it says, what has that to do with thy covenant, or to take my laws in your mouth? Like, why are you trying to they'll even take homosexuality and twist it. You know, these pastors, you know, they're now the new Christian thing, so-called Christian thing, is to accept homosexual. And you know what, I'm curious, what is your take on that vocab? You know, while we're on the subject, what is vocab's take on that? You know, because a lot of these modern day so-called Christians, they will accept so-called homosexuality.
Oh, we just went into the three unclean spirits. Now the Pope just recognized that homosexuality is not a sin. His interpretation, you know.
Who said that?
The Pope.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say too, like all manner of wickedness, you know what I'm saying, these churches promote. You got the pastors sleeping with the wives of the men of the congregation. You got women that are in these congregations, like you got women that ain't even supposed to be teaching, right? Mm-hmm. And they talk about some, I got some healing vagina, and they're sleeping with all the men, you know? I mean, this is actually real stuff, man. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. And they coming into the churches and they professing it, saying that they godly people. But they don't do nothing that's in the Bible.
Right. But these are all examples, you know, because we kind of segued a little bit. Hey, it's all through the spirit, but these are all examples of how the so-called white man has successfully destroyed you Israelites as a people, man, whether it be through the land, what we speak on land, took over your lands, okay? We spoke on the systematic oppression, how you know, he took over the welfare system, or he pushed that welfare system upon you. Okay, he destroyed your morals to the point where now all you care about is money and status and freedom. Money, status, and freedom, and yeah, fame, and then so-called, like I said, freedom of expression, so you can be this and be that, you know, be a mode with no shame. All right, but that's all to your detriment. See, Esau is very diabolical. He's a genius, so he understands that. Look, if I gotta corrupt my own nation of people just to get you Israelites, he's gonna do it. That's what the whole Emancipation Proclamation was about. He said, well, you know what? To hell with it. We don't want to just enslave the Israelites. Okay, Jake. You know, we want to enslave. We want to expand our horizon.
North versus South. They was talking about they're basically locking crackers up too.
Yep.
There's a lot of Edomites that's in the prison.
But industry, they said, yeah, corporate, because the North, they had factories. They had factories in the Industrial Revolution during that time. So they said, you know what, look, we got to push forward this agenda. You know what I'm saying? We got to abolish slavery, basically to so-called emancipate, which really put everyone under the umbrella of so-called, that made everybody a slave.
Yeah, because see, both of them was wicked, the North and the South, but if you really want to kind of be technical, the North was more wicked than the South.
Oh, yeah.
You know, see, Jacob think about slavery. A lot of Jakes was fighting in the South to stay up under that umbrella because Jacob was getting a lot more benefits. You had sharecroppers that they could live off the land. Niggas ain't living off the land now.
Right.
You guys going to work, busting your ass in corporate America in these industries to get a half of a check, but not even be able to pay for things in the grocery store. Back then, the sharecropper you had to utilize. You know, people up there were 2 meals a day and building their house. You got a good bit of nutrition. Jake back in the day was big as hell, man.
Yeah.
And that show you movies like 12 Years a Slave. You had that Jake in the North that was well to do, and then he got slave gets all the way. But that didn't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it could have been, but you didn't really have well-to-do Jakes. Like, I mean, you know, on a regular. You know,
Yeah, you had a few of them, but for the most part,
it happened. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, because you know, pretty much what's going into the wickedness of Esau and his deception, but that's why we understand through the scriptures that this understanding cuts all that shit, man. So then when the Most High allows the house to return and the demons elect, ain't gonna be no excuse for nobody. Right. This is 1 Corinthians 6, about verse 9. It says, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Be not deceived. Neither fornicators, nor idolaters, no adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. See, like Buster been saying all day, you go into like the mole spirit, or you know, the certain things that we know these celebrities got to do in order to get that fame and status and notoriety, and not even money, to get some fiat currency. Niggas ain't even getting paid in money. Niggas getting currency. Just because they current. You know what I mean? They feed into Esau's system, but all these things that we speaking to primarily our people, that our people have to do in this society to vibe with the society. And when it's all said and done, it ain't gonna be worth it. Right. Continuing on. 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 10. Neither thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Look at that, man. The Most High has shown us this light, this path, this way, to where we don't even desire the shit of the world. You know, but we were once in the world, in the flesh, and we know how it feels. Like when you still in the world, like that shit seems like it's the thing to do, but we telling you firsthand it's not. Like this is where it's really at. And the thing about it is, as the Most High continue to turn this thing up more and more and more, the elect gonna get beamed in more and more and more on salvation in the kingdom, and the wicked gonna be out there. That's verse we go. This 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 11. And such were some of you, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, But ye are justified in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai and by the Spirit of our power.
Yeah. Hey, and that's what it's all about, being justified. You know, that's what we're pushing for. Being justified by Yahweh Shai. Now, all you individuals who have these wicked, perverse spirits on you, hey, repent. You know, repent so that the Lord can have mercy on you, and you know, Lord willing, you'll be saved. You know, in the times to come, man. You'll make it through the hour of temptation. Now, like I said, we have a duty under Yahweh Shai to be consistent, okay, to be out here. You know, and even you, brother, hey, you gotta get your shit together, man. You know, you gotta make sure you're being out here, you're being consistent, you communicate, man. That's what this is all about, man. You know, we gotta keep it raw with each other, you know. It's the brotherhood. We keep it all the way 100, man. You know, communicate, be up out here. We need to see your face consistently, man. You know, do the works. Do the works, man.
Make foolproof for your ministry.
Make foolproof. Another one, making calling of elected assurance. Right? So that's the reason why we come out here and do these works, man. Each and every one of us is on the other side of the tent. But guess what? We made it our business to be up out here, be consistent. We can't make it, communicate. If our job's in the way, switch something around so where we can come around and be around. Hey, yeah, sacrifice. Hey, we in these times, man, where we ain't gonna always, this ain't gonna be readily accessible. You want to be out there by yourself. So that's my message through the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? But you got something? Go ahead.
This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 4. It says, ye are of Yahweh, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. So just like the brother read in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, how those individuals that are in that type of lifestyle, the sinful lifestyle, is not going to make it into the kingdom of heaven. The same thing is us right now, telling you to get out of that world. Because if you don't repent, then you're not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. The only thing you're going to do is taste death.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, the scriptures say, no man can serve two masters. So, you know, and then it also says, them that be of the Spirit, mind the things of the Spirit. Them that are of the world, mind the things of the world, or the flesh. You know, so hey, you know, we gotta make a decision, man. We gotta make that decision. The Lord's getting ready to draw a line in sin and say, hey, which side you on, man? Because if you ain't on his side, you gonna take that chip. See him. I'm sorry. No, I got one. Yeah. Matter of fact, get yours, man. You got it. Got
This is Revelation 18:4. And it says, and I heard a voice coming from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plague. So, as everybody has been saying, you know, it's time for Jake to have a change of mind, a change of mindset, because we've been thoroughly, Jake on this side have been thoroughly deceived by the serpent, you know. And now as we see earthquakes in Turkey, crazy weather happening, food shortages coming, Babylon the Lord is visiting this place, as it says in 2nd Ezra's, was it 2nd Ezra 6, 2nd Ezra 9, you know, at the top. So the Lord is visiting this place. The plagues are coming, and they're not slack. So you have an opportunity to repent, as the captain just said. You got to repent. The windows of mercy are still open, but they're soon closed.
Yeah, brother.
Deuteronomy 30 and 19 says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
Life. It's life. Like choose life. Hey, what's not just life, eternal life. You know, it says there shall be. It says there's some you stand here that shall not taste death. So we don't want to taste death, man. We don't want no parts in a sea hip. We don't want no parts in a missile. You know, famine. You know, pestilence, any of these plagues that the Lord has set for the wicked, man. You know, we want to be excused from those plagues, man.
Passover around the corner.
Yeah, Passover. Yep. The water. Yeah, we in the times. You know, now is the time. We about 2 weeks away from Passover, so we in the time of examining yourself, examining your spirit. If you've fallen short, purging that leaven. Getting rid of whatever evil spirits. You know, fasting, pray. You know, and examining yourself, making sure that you're meat for Yahweh Shai. Okay, whatever oughts or grievances you have with a brother, hash it out. You know, get it out the way. All right, which really, you know, you don't ever want to hold on to nothing. But if you are holding on to something, get it off your chest. You know, like we always say, don't be a whole ass nigga, man.
Right.
You know, hey, you gotta speak what's on your mind. You know, go directly to that brother. Say, hey man, I had a problem with this. You know, and Lord willing, you know, y'all brothers work it out and reach y'all move forward from that. You know, reach a mutual understanding, and y'all grow closer to the spirit. You know, but hey, like I said, we're 2 weeks away from Passover. You know, purging out that leaven. We're gonna get rid of the actual leaven out of your house as well for a week. You know, but you also purging out that spiritual leaven, which is leaven is Bishop Cosmo always brings this out, moral corruption.
Yeah.
You know, or what is it? Is that it? Yeah, moral corruption, man. You know, so whatever moral issues that you have in your life, okay, you should start to get those spirits off of you, man. Yeah. So we're gonna end up on that. Lord, when you edify, this was Thursday camp, Great Millstone, Atlanta. End off by giving all praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.
Bible ball.